What a surprise. The Champion Chase tournament is exactly how I predicted it was going to be yesterday. Effectively, this is a more expensive fusion in terms of silver and shards. So did you get screwed by this? What could you possibly do as of right now to change your plan yet again to hopefully still get this fusion as free to play? So we're going to break that down in today's video. Let's get right to it. But before we get to all that, quick update for tonight's stream. We are doing some viewer summons. If you guys want to let me open your shards, do reach out on Discord so that we can set this up. I will be doing some shards myself. We should have a giveaway. If we don't, it's still a great time for you guys to accumulate your loyalty coins so that you are ready for the next giveaway. Now let's go over the recap, which as you saw in the beginning, I have 45 fragments right now. There's still a lot to be gained as of today, so I might change my plan. In fact, I will most likely change my plan, right? So Classic Arena takedown, this is done. We're not pushing by any means. Then we have the Champion Chase tournament, which we will get back to, obviously, because like I said, this is harder. This is much harder, and obviously it is going to change the plan for a lot of you guys. Third night tournament tomorrow, but more importantly, today we have two events that we want to try and work on. Champion training event, I might change the plan. I might have to push for this. We shall see. And then Dungeon Divers event. I'm still on track to trying to complete this. I have 1 day left and I still need about 1,000 points. So that's a lot of energy spent, but you can do that while you're doing the champion training event, which is not the end of the world. And then for the artifact enhancement event, I still haven't started working on this, but that was because I was waiting for all the gear from the speed gear frenzy. And then I'm going to work on all my new pieces to get this here as well today. All right. So overall on track, I have plenty of shards to do the Champion Chase tournament, but I do not like the fact that it's at 2,500 points for the last milestone. So we're going to go over the plan in a second to see if there's anything we can do to change this. Anyway, so here again, 45 fragments. The plan now has the updated values for the Champion Chase tournament. Combine that with the harder summon rush we had before, and this is a harder fusion and more expensive fusion in terms of silver and shards, right? This is a lot more in line with our fusion of Brogni, where we did have 3 artifact enhancement events. One of the milestones, or 2 of them, were at 3,300 points. So we might see that for the last artifact enhancement event of Versulf, right? And then for the summon rush, it was also quite hard. And then the Champion Chase tournament, kind of the same thing. Guys, I'm really thinking this is going to be the new norm, right? It was relatively easy for free-to-play players to do the summon rush and Champ Chase tournament. So now they're making it in a way so that it's going to use a lot more resources. So for this Champ Chase tournament, a 2x, Ancient Shard event, great time to summon your shards. If you're end game, chances are you're going to get a lot of dupes. You might not want to do that. You want to probably wait for a 10x event with a good champion in there that you'll really need and kind of go all out. Also, we might get the event or another event for a guaranteed champion out of 150 ancient shards. So I do want to open a couple myself, but I'm thinking I might open a lot of mystery shards instead, and I'll get back to that in a second, right? So here's what I want to do for you guys. I want to help you determine what you could do right now on your own account to change your strategy to guarantee that you get this champion anyway for as cheap as possible, assuming you don't have enough shards saved up. Number 1, working on the champion training event right now. Why? Because it's ongoing. You might as well do this. You are halfway already if you've made it to the first 5 fragments. And at the same time, we still have a Dungeon Divers event ongoing, right? So we briefly touched on that before, but you're double dipping. And if you want to finish this right here, which I did plan to do anyway, I want to get that Void Shard. So by doing this right now, I get a Void Shard and I would be working on the champ training. I would have to generate 4,000 points in 1 day, give or take. A little bit less, actually, 3,000. So this is not exactly easy to do. Maybe you were out of energy, sorry, but there's always this you can do right here, which we've covered multiple times before now, where you open mystery shards, you use brews, you feed the champions into one another, you spend a little bit of silver, and this will generate a certain amount of points, right? So for 70 mystery shards, 48 brews, some silver, you get 528 points. You would have to do this about 6 times to get to 3,000 points to finish the champion training event. You can spend some energy in there as well to speed it up, which you kind of want to do anyway for the Dungeon Divers event, but at least you're doing mystery shards, which is also working towards your champion chase tournament. All right, so that's one way to do it. The second way would be to, let's say, skip this entirely, and then go all out on the last Dungeon Divers event. But we don't know what the values are going to be for that one. If we take, for example, the Brogni fusion, which I'm thinking is going to be our reference point now, 2,875 and 3,625 for the rares that were in there, for the fragment of the rares that were in there. So instead, this one I said 2,500 and maybe 4,150 for the second one. We also don't know if it's going to be 5.5 or a 10, right? So this is a direct kind of like replacement for either the training event, champion chase. But if you decide not to do that and this is split in two, then we might be able to get an extra 5 fragments for the champion training tournament and then 1 from the second Dungeon Divers event, right? But here you would have to do 6,100 points, which is a lot more than the 3,000 you have left to do on your champion training event in one day, right? So what will you guys pick? What is the best strategy going forward for you? Of course, you can push for the champion chase tournament anyway. You could also push for the champion training event. Then you can skip a lot more things. You can, in fact, finish this fusion a lot earlier if you decide to do both of these. I might last minute decide to do that myself. I know I have the resources to do this, but overall I want to help you guys better determine what is the right approach for your account. Personally, if I were on a budget, I think I would do this right here. I would go for this champion training event, get those extra 10 fragments, skip the end of the champion chase tournament, and then skip the Dungeon Divers event and skip the last part of the champion training tournament. That's just my 2 cents on the subject, but hey, maybe you guys have a different approach, so do let us know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you later.